Hi, Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another edition of the classic album show type thing, where we look at some of them great albums over the last 50 years or more. And today we are going to the 1980s to an album by Billy Idol called Rebel Yell. Billy Idol, or his real name is William Michael Albert Broad. Well, he wouldn't have become a pop star being called William Broad or Billy Broad. He got his nickname Idol from school, from one of his teachers, said that he was a bit of an idol, so hence the change of the name. He's an English singer but holds dual British and American citizenship. Of course, he found fame in the punk rock group Generation X, and when that finished, he embarked on this solo career, and he was a lead artist during that MTV driven second British invasion. So the Rebel Yell was his second album, released on the 10th of November 1983. On here we've got Billy Idol on the vocals, his longtime guitar player Steve Stevens, still with him to this very day, Steve Webster on the bass guitar, Judy Dozier on keyboards, Tommy Price on drums. We've got special guests bass guitars on Eyes Without a Face as Sal Guvas, some additional keyboard work from Jack Wellman, and saxophone was by Mark Williams. First track on this album is, of course, Rebel Yell. In the midnight hour. It's got a Billy Idol's famous thumping fist. Great song. Love Steve Stevens' guitar work on this. Great solo. Great anthem from that time. Brilliant track. The second track is Daytime Drama. What I like about this song is Billy's strong vocal as ever, but the guitar work on this from Steve Stevens is fantastic. He is such a good guitar player, and he is a very important part of the Billy Idol band. Then we get Eyes Without a Face. One thing about Billy Idol, it was the 1980s, but it hadn't got that tacky 1980s sound. The production on this is really good. Then keyboards really work on this. They're crystal clear. There's a lot of clarity, and it's a really good song, and I really like the arrangement on that. The backing vocals are brilliant, really good. Blue Highway, again, it's got that 80s feel, but the production is really good. It's not been muffled, and some great guitar work from Steve Stevens on that. Brilliant track. Flesh for Fantasy, the bass line here from Steve Webster, brilliant. And then you get some really nice guitar effects from Steve Stevens. Really adds a little bit of depth and texture to this song. And then you've got that wonderful vocal from Billy Idol. It's a great track. Catch My Fall, great tune again. Thumping bass line really drives this great track. Really strong vocal again from Billy. Then we get Crank Mike Crank Call. Again, a little bit 80s, but what makes this again is the great guitar work from Steve Stevens. Really good guitar player, adds lots of little textures and little sounds on this. It just makes it sound really good. Next track, Do Not Stand in the Shadows. This is really poppy for the time, but again, it's not brilliant, it's not rubbish, it's just one of the weaker tracks, but it's still a good track. The Dead Next Door. Again, it's a little bit different. It's okay. I'd probably say on this album, it's the one I least like. It's still good, but it's one that I'm, not particularly fond of in places. It's just a bit weird for me. Okay, this album, some great tracks. Great album, especially from being made in 1983. As I've said, what makes this album really good is the production and the guitar work from Steve Stevens. Billy Idol was absolutely on fire. So I'm going to give this album Rebel Yell from Mr. Billy Idol an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Okay, that's all for this edition of Classic Album. Does anyone out there want me to do a full ranking of Billy Idol? Or a retro ranking of Billy Idol? You know what you got to do? Just put it in the comments below, and I will oblige. I was asked about Budgie this week, and yes, it is ready. Well, it's not ready, it's gone on the list. I think it won't be for a little while. I think I've got enough stuff now to last till at least our birthday in May. But that's all for today. Be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a viewers request day. The 2 shows tomorrow have been asked by you guys. First up tomorrow, we'll be looking at the studio albums of Talk, and then retro ranking tomorrow is the Smiths, which was actually asked on the live stream a couple of weeks ago. A guy whose initials are MH, I think, or MN or something like that, and he always adds, and he's coming up with some great suggestions, and this one's for him. We're doing the Smiths, my top 10 Smiths songs. So join me for that. Have a great day. The sun is shining, there's blue skies, spring is almost, I'd say, on us. Take care for now.